What's good? How's it going, guys? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's dive right on in and talk about AEW Dynamite from October the 16th, 2024. This was not a good show. AEW should be ashamed of themselves. They did one of the craziest angles that they've ever done last Saturday at Wrestle Dream, and they refuse to follow up with what happened. It makes zero sense. What the hell is Tony Khan doing? What is he doing? I don't get it. I don't get it. And on top of that, we only saw Jon Moxley a couple of times during this show. Jon Moxley and the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club should have been all throughout this show. We should have gotten promos from guys like Hook and Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin and Private Party and others. I just don't get it. I don't. And it's absolutely pathetic. What the hell is on Tony Khan's mind? I've said this for quite some time on this channel. Tony Khan needs to be removed. He has failed as a leader, and it's time for him to be moved out of the way and to be forced at this point to fund AEW, and that is it. That should be Tony Khan's main priority. Nothing more, nothing less. He sucks as a fucking booker. He sucks as a promoter. And he sucks as a fucking creative writer. Tony Khan is an embarrassment to pro wrestling, and he should be ashamed of himself. He should be ashamed. What are you doing? This is pathetic. I want AEW to succeed. I want AEW to be in competition with WWE. I want AEW, WWE, and TNA. I want all three promotions to succeed. I don't want AEW to go out of business. Same with TNA. And we all know that the WWE would never go out of business. But the way Tony Khan is moving and how he's moving and operating, he will be the downfall of AEW. If he's not removed, if this man is not removed, I guarantee you, and if you continue to book shows like this going forward, Warner Brothers Discovery, when they reach the end of their 3-year deal, they're going to give him the finger and say, fuck you, dude, we're done with you. And he'll be on his own. And I don't care how much money he has, he'll have no choice but to put AEW on Max. I don't get it, man. This show wasn't good. There were a couple of cool things that happened on this show that were interesting, but overall, this show failed to deliver when it comes to the Blackpool Combat Club. It just doesn't make any sense. Let's just go ahead and get into the review. So, we open the show with footage from Wrestle Dream. So, Jon Moxley, he's narrating. He talks about his visions for the company with Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir and Claudia Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta in the back of a Dodge pickup truck. So Jon Moxley's tired of all the egos in AEW, and he's ready to burn down the forest to start anew. His group can see a better future, and they will see it, and they'll see that it happens. If you don't like what they have in mind, you better run while you still can. What is the need to know in AEW? What's the new paradigm? It's simple. You work for Mox now. And that was it. And I'm just like, okay, why are you cutting these Bray Wyatt-esque type promos? I don't get it. At some point, we have to reveal Shane McMahon. And I think the perfect time to debut Shane McMahon would be at Full Gear. Moving on. Another thing that didn't make sense on the show was Adam Cole. So he showed up. He got a pretty decent pop from the San Jose crowd. So Adam Cole says that he would like to thank the Undisputed Kingdom for their offer, but he needs to handle this on his own. He talks about his long road to recovery, which lasted a year. And he wants to talk about the worst person on earth, that being MJF. Adam Cole talks about the lack of trust from a man that was meant to be his friend. Because Adam Cole's a lot of things, but stupid is not one of them. And anyone who trusts MJF is truly stupid. So Adam Cole continues to talk about the real MJF. And he says that MJF only cares about himself, and that's it. Adam Cole says that MJF is fake from head to toe. And he's a scared, little insecure boy. And a phony. MJF can't be trusted, and everyone in the locker room is nodding and smiling in agreement. Then he puts over AEW, talking about how they have the best professional wrestlers on the planet. And then, so MJF comes out. He's on the Titantron. And he says that, my bad. So MJF says that he's gained and lost in his business. My bad. He talked about what he's gained and lost in this business. The biggest loss has been trust. Realizing that realizing there's just as many snakes are in the grass since Adam Cole came around. MJF came to trust Adam Cole, and the betrayal that followed made MJF what he is today. So Max continues to go on and address how he will retaliate. And when he does, Adam Cole will thank him later. Adam Cole responds by saying MJF knows him better than anyone. And what he should know is that he can run, but he can't hide. But for every fiber of Adam Cole's being, he'll get back at MJF. And then that was it. So this makes no fucking sense. Why? Because the Adam Cole MJF storyline failed because both guys were injured. And at that time, MJF was the babyface. I wouldn't say that he was a mega babyface, but he was more like a tweener. And Adam Cole was the vindictive heel. Now the roles are reversed. Who cares? Let's drop this whole thing. This makes zero sense. And you might as well go ahead and just do the match at Full Gear. You can't wait until my bad, not Wrestle Dream, World's End to do it. That's way too late to do this. I don't get it, man. I don't fucking get it. We don't need MJF and Adam Cole to continue their feud. Their feud was dead in the water. It made no sense. It sucked that both guys got injured, but it is what it is. That's the nature of the business. That's the nature of the beast. But damn, Tony Khan should have moved on from this. This has been a failure. And it's definitely shaping up to be a failure. I don't know. Moving on. So, Chris Jericho talks about the success of his new movie, Terrifier 3 or whatever it's called. Chris Jericho says that awaits Mark Briscoe's response for a rematch. He promises to be as great of an ROH World Champion as Jay Briscoe was. And then he thanks Mark. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Who cares? So, then that followed up with Mark Briscoe. He basically challenged him to a ladder match for the ROH title next week. So that's fine. All right. Okay. Does it really matter? No, not really. So this leads us into the first match of the night, which was FTR, Dax Harwood, and Cash Wheeler. They defeated the Lightning Tree, which is W. Morrissey, a.k.a. Big Bill, and Brian Keith. Who cares about this? Not really all that important. So the Outrunners, they come out to the ring. They get a massive pop. And then the four of them, they do like a flexing handshake. That's pretty cool. Moving on. Billy Gunn from The Acclaimed. He was backstage. He talks about him and The Acclaimed heading to the gym. And then he bounces out. So then The Acclaimed, they talk about their future plans now that they picked up a win. So they were interrupted by MVP and Shelton Benjamin. So MVP ends up offering them a business card, and then Anthony Bowen said that they don't need anything from MVP. And then he laughs, and that was it. So it sucks they're not going to turn The Acclaimed heel. They need a heel turn, in my opinion. You know, that's what I would do with them, is just turn them heel and see where they can go with it. So, yeah. Moving on. Mercedes Moné defeated Queen Amanada. Who cares? This was the Rampage match. Mercedes has been a total fucking failure in AEW. She has. Moving on. So, Private Party, they're backstage with the Young Bucks. They want another match, that being Private Party. The Young Bucks were like, nope, you failed to capture the tag titles at Wrestle Dream, so we're done with you guys. And Stokely Hathaway, he scoffs Private Party. And then he tries to sow seeds of dissension by saying that Isaiah Cassidy is a single star. And then both members of Private Party, they look at each other, and it seems like they're going to break them up. This is not good. This is not good. Private Party, they need to ask for their release and go to either TNA or NXT. Either or, they will be fine. Preferably NXT over TNA. I don't get it. Private Party has been fucked over for 5 years straight. And these guys are good. They're charismatic. They've got, they've got it. They're okay on the mic. They got okay character work. And their in-ring work is pretty okay. But I just don't see why they're not getting the push. And it's because they're deliberately being put down by the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks have buried every team except for FTR. And I don't like it. So Private Party needs to ask for their release and be done with AEW, because AEW has totally fucked them over. Moving on. The Elite. They wish their old friend Kenny Omega a happy birthday. And so they basically mock Kenny for having diverticulitis, and they cover the cake in guts, and that was it. So, and then Jack Perry looks into the camera and says he hopes that Kenny Omega dies. Now I'm just like, what the fuck? It's like, bro, like, stop it. Like, stop trying to get heel heat like that. You don't do shit like that. Like, come on, bro. We get that you're playing a character, but damn. What the fuck, bro? What kind of shit is that? Not cool. Not cool. Moving on. So this leads us into the Elite, which is Kazuchika Okada and the Young Bucks taking on the conglomeration, Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, and Rocky Romero. Thankfully, it ends in a no contest because the Blackpool Combat Club, they come out and they seemingly destroy everyone except for the Elite. Top Flight, they rush down, they get their asses kicked. The Dark Order, who should have been gone 2 or 3 years ago, they got their asses beat. Pause. And basically, John Moxley gets on the mic and he says that anyone who is involved with AEW is under attack, and he calls this a business of cost, and calling all of this the cost of doing business. And that was it. This was dumb, in my opinion. I don't understand why didn't the Blackpool Combat Club take out the Elite. The Blackpool Combat Club should take no prisoners, period. They should just be a renegade stable that just beats the shit out of any and everybody. They take no prisoners. That's what they should have done in this segment. Like, the Elite, they suck. Let's just be honest. Like, this is the worst that we've seen Kazuchika Okada. Okada has now just become a massive mid-carder. And the Young Bucks, they're ratings killers, and they suck. I don't know, man. I don't know. What the hell? What the hell? Moving on. So, we go backstage. So, Renee Paquette attempts to get a word from the Elite, but they had nothing to say. There was nothing to do with all of it that took place. So, Daniel Garcia and Private Party, they confront them about it, and then we get a brief little stare down between Jack Perry and Daniel Garcia. And the Elite, they walk off, and Private Party and Daniel Garcia agree to have each other's backs. Who really cares about this? Because there's going to be a match on Collision, which involves the Blackpool Combat Club taking on Daniel Garcia and Private Party. Like, what the hell? Like, this is so stupid. Why are you delegating this feud to Collision? What the fuck? This is so stupid. Moving on. What was not stupid, but it was really cool, we got the in-ring debut of Shelton Benjamin, and he looked great. He defeated Leo Rush. The match was fine. It was good. Shelton Benjamin still has it. Guy kicks major ass. I just wish that they could have taken Leo with them. I don't know why they didn't recruit Leo Rush, that being MVP, and Shelton Benjamin, but it is what it is. So post-match, MVP gets on the mic. He runs down Leo Rush. He gives him a little compliment for trying. And then he turns his attention to Swerve to tell him that Swerve should reconsider. So MVP is then interrupted by a Swerve's house chant. He reminds them that Swerve's house was burned down. And he said that Swerve needs to have another conversation with himself and the standard of excellence, Shelton Benjamin. I like that. The standard of excellence. Great nickname. Obviously, you can't use the gold standard, but, you know, that's the WWE trademark. So, yeah. Good stuff there, though. Moving on, we get a Darby Allin and Tony Hawk promo. It was about supporting the skate park project. Okay, so Darby Allin has time to do this and give his thoughts on this, but he didn't have time to make like maybe like a 30-second promo, involving, what happened at Wrestle Dream. Him seeing Bryan Danielson get his ass whooped. Like, what the fuck? This is some dumb shit. Moving on. So, Swerve, he's backstage with Prince Nana. So, he responds to MVP's offer by saying, anytime, anywhere. And then he compares records to Shelton Benjamin and everything else. So that's cool. So, cool stuff there. Moving right along. So, we get a Don Callis press conference. Who cares? So basically, Don Callis puts over every member of the Don Callis family. From Brian Cage, for whatever reason, his ass was there. So I guess this must have either happened on Collision or Rampage. But no, it couldn't happen like that because Rampage and Collision were canceled last week. So I don't know how that happened. I don't know. Maybe it happened on X. I don't know. Who cares? So, Tanosuke Takeshita, he speaks Japanese. And Takeshita tells anyone who wants the title to come and get it. And Kyle Fletcher cuts an awful promo who says he's been hearing why Kyle, why all week. And then he refuses to give a response. And then Don Callis ends things by saying that the Don Callis family has never been stronger, and all four guys pose. Fuck this. Fuck this. This is worthless. Worthless. I love Takeshita. He's great. Everyone else is shit. Moving on. Mariah May is backstage. She addresses the lack of competition as her former opponents are off doing other things. Thunder Rosa is in the UK. And Toni Storm is on an excursion still. So Mariah May says that AEW is where the best wrestle, but they're really afraid of the glamour. So Anna Jay comes in, and the two of them, they get into it, and then she accidentally slaps Christopher Daniels, that being Anna Jay. This is a collision match at best. I feel bad for Mariah May. In the meantime, until Toni Storm gets back, whether that be at Full Gear or at World's End, why not bring up Deonna Purrazzo from Rampage and Collision and build her up to be the one to at least to try and take out Mariah May? Why don't we do that? That would make sense. You have her on the roster. She's been there for what? I don't know, 8 months? No, my bad, not 8 months, 7 months. She's been there, no, my bad, she's been there 9 months. She's been there since February. 9 months, doing nothing. Who cares? Moving on, main event of the evening. Jay White is defeated by Christian Cage because Adam Page gets involved. He takes out Jay White with the buckshot lariat. And that was it. Who cares? This show sucks. It sucks. Pathetic. The only good stuff on this show was basically Shelton Benjamin debuting and the Blackpool Combat Club stuff, but it should have been done better. I didn't even care about the MJF and Adam Cole stuff, and I like MJF and Adam Cole, but the two of them should not be feuding at all. Adam Cole, I think it's time for him to part ways with AEW. I think it's time for him to go back to WWE. I really do. I think once this MJF feud is over with, he should basically request his release because he's not going to be a world champion. There's no point of him being in the mid-card in AEW because their mid-card sucks. But it is what it is. But this show was not good. Tony Khan and company should be ashamed of themselves. But AEW continues to be awful week in and week out. And they give you a couple good things here and there. But for the most part, they're not giving us a good product. Not good. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.